When life's crazy busy, all I crave is delicious food that's quick and easy to make. So after all of these years, I've come up with a new way of cooking that's completely changed my life, and it's going to take the stress out of yours too. I'm stripping back cooking to its bare essentials, and I'm going to show you some amazing dishes using just 5 ingredients. With so few ingredients, these incredible recipes are quick to cook and easy to remember. The ultimate set of go-to dishes for those of you who love your food but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. If you've got a long old list of ingredients for a dish, that's one more reason to not cook, and I want to get you all cooking. Using killer ingredient combos and time-saving tricks. Even the busiest of you will be able to master dishes to bring the house down. Let's make it. In this show, I'm cooking up 4 quick and easy dishes for you to make this week. If you think you haven't got time to cook, think again. All you need for these time-saving recipes are just 5 ingredients, plus the most basic store cupboard staples. You mustn't confuse simple with not delicious. This is really delicious. On the menu, my snappy sesame-seared tuna with an Asian twist. A mouth-watering meal in minutes. It's incredibly elegant. Messy meatball buns. Finger-licking family food that's fun-filled, fast and loaded with flavour. Meatball buns, everyone? Ah! Plus my irresistibly gooey chocolate rye cookies. Home baking at breakneck speed. Malt and chocolate, they're just like a match made in heaven. Then to top it all off, hearty chicken pot pie. A comfort food classic that will give you big results in little time. That's what it's about, right? Beautiful. With these incredible quick and easy dishes, you can be a great cook no matter how busy you are. First up, my supercharged sesame-seared tuna with a cheeky hack for an instant Asian flavour punch. A joyful dish that's unbelievably quick and ridiculously easy. So we're going to do a beautiful seared sesame tuna. It takes less than 10 minutes to cook. It's really healthy. You're going to love it. Using fresh tuna steaks, Japanese miso paste, sesame seeds, spring onions, and crunchy sugar snap peas. So let's put those 5 things together in the most beautiful way. Let me show you our tuna here. When it's kind of shiny and clear and rosy red, you know it's worth buying. Stick to yellowfin or skipjack tuna. They're much more sustainable. Look for the MSC certified approval, which is really, really important. Absolutely beautiful. Now, we're going to encrust that with sesame seeds. It's going to give you the most amazing texture, crunch, flavour. It's really, really good. But to stick that to that, we need a nice little surprise ingredient that you might not have used before, miso. You can get it in all the supermarkets, and this is a fermented bean product. You get this amazing sort of big, meaty, savoury, salty flavour. It's really useful to season the fish and let the sesame seeds stick to it. It couldn't be any simpler. Get yourself a nice heaped tablespoon of the miso and just divide it onto the 2 chunks of fish. Miso paste gives an instant hit of Asian umami flavour. Simply slather it on all sides of the steak. Now, what I want to do is get the sesame seeds and just sprinkle those on a little board, like that. And we'll take our tuna steak and then just plop it on. Just shake it like that. And essentially what we've done is we've created almost like a breadcrumb topping, but with sesame seeds. Look at that. Couldn't be easier. A great trick to learn. And look at that, it looks cool, it will taste cool, it protects the fish, it flavours the fish. 3 ingredients working really hard, and 1.5 minutes on each side, super quick cooking. So, pan, medium heat, tablespoon of olive oil, and just lay that tuna in the pan. Just press the steaks a little bit to make it really flat. While the tuna sears, it's time to prep your veg. Slice the spring onions at an angle, about the same length as the sugar snap peas. And if you kind of look at this, guys, it's kind of the same size, right? You've got lovely sweet sugar snap peas and a little slice of spring onion. Beautiful. Take a little look at these steaks. And for me, the genius of this dish is by the time the sesame seeds are golden, the fish is blushing and perfectly cooked inside. You can see the little bits where the miso's just caught a little bit and caramelised. We always presume that tuna has to be cooked all the way through. Fresh tuna's a different game, right? You're supposed to cook it almost like, you know, lamb or steak. You know, leave some blush in there, some red, and then that way it's incredibly elegant. This really is quick-fire cooking. With the tuna steak cooked to perfection, let it rest for a couple of minutes while you flash fry the veg. Turn the gas up and we go straight in with the sugar snap peas and the spring onions. There's hardly any oil in that pan, OK, so it's going to kind of scald and char a little bit, and you're going to see like the little thin layer of the sugar snap peas sort of bubble up a bit and kind of just take on colour, and it'll be so sweet on the inside. So it's a lovely way to cook because it feels smoky and sweet. And these just need literally 2 minutes in a pan. And as it heats up the sugar snap, it kind of like swirls up with steam. A little pinch of salt. And then just a little bit of vinegar, tiny bit. And it'll cook away, and it just gives it that little element of, like, on the back of the mouth that works really, really well. Gorgeous. Go back to our lovely little steaks here. I'm going to slice them across, about 1 centimetre thick. You've got that contrast of the crispy golden top with the light, delicate tuna. So I'm just going to lay that over the veggies. Lovely bit of extra virgin olive oil. Come on, let's have a little try. Oh, yeah. It's so good. So quick, so healthy, and something a little bit different. Delicious. A supercharged 10-minute meal for days when life's too busy for complicated cooking. Yeah, 5. Time to get filthy with my messy meatball buns. These bad boys are brilliant feel-good family food. Quick to cook and easy to remember. This next recipe is one of those things when you're kind of going, oh, what's for dinner? What's for lunch? Meatball sandwiches, everyone? Yeah! Using great quality minced beef, green pesto, tin plum tomatoes, buffalo mozzarella, and super soft buns. So it's a stodgy little soft bun with meatballs, tomato, cheese. It's got the hum of pesto in there. Honestly, you're going to love this one. You can get it done in under 20 minutes, and it's real cooking. This is what chefs really eat when they're at home, right, when they get the munchies. So pan on, medium-high heat. Over here, I've got some nice mincemeat. Good quality, grass-fed, beef mince, 400 grams. Salt and pepper. Brilliant. And then pesto. Yes, this is jarred pesto. I'm going to use 4 teaspoons in our mincemeat here. Pesto is a nifty way to both bind the balls and give big flavour fast. And in that pesto, of course, you've got cheese, you've got herbs, you've got smashed up basil, garlic. You get a big bang for your buck. When it comes to making a nice little meatball, little tip that you can do. Really, really simple, but just grab a little pot of water. And if you just wet your hands lightly when you're making your balls, OK, they're nice and smooth. We're going to go in with a little tablespoon of olive oil, and as soon as it's done, we'll put it straight in the pan. By making them the same size, you know, you're just kind of making sure you get the same heat in each ball, but there's something just lovely and homely about making meatballs. So it's just for 5 minutes on a medium-high heat. Get these balls dark and golden, caramelised, get them gnarly, give them character. So we're creating a crust. Even the pesto's in there having a little bit of a party. They're going to be juicy inside. So look, one tip on the tomatoes, which is really good, is always go for the plum tomatoes. They'll be the grade A's, right? Much better than the chopped or the passata. So when these balls have got some real colour on them and they're looking beautiful, then we're going to go into our hands, clean hands, with your plum tomatoes. Shake them into your hands like that and scrunch them in to the sauce. Try not to cover yourself, although it has been known to happen. OK, so another little tip is often when you get mozzarella, it comes in the way. And actually, you don't have to throw that away because it's full of flavour and seasoning. Use that just to clean the tin out and pour that into your sauce. Whey is the liquid part of the milk left over from making cheese. This nifty method adds even more flavour to this super quick dish. So again, we're making the 5 ingredients work really hard. We'll just bring that up. We'll have a little shake around, and then we're going to get that mozzarella out. Buffalo mozzarella. All I want to do is just get little slices, and I'm going to get a piece of mozzarella, and I'm going to place it nicely on each meatball, because I want it to melt in the most beautiful way. And you'll see why later. So look, I've put a bit of mozzarella on each one. I want to just lightly season the whole thing, the chopper, turn it down, and that mozzarella is just going to reach around the ball. And that, in your bap, is going to be a thing of joy. Cover the meatballs and char the buns in a dry griddle pan. This is insanely quick and easy. By the time your buns are done, the meatballs are ready to serve. And then we've got one last hit of the pesto. So we're going to just put a teaspoon on these lovely buns. And then, look at that, come on, let's build a bun. Those spongy rolls are just brilliant at soaking up that flavour. It's kind of a little bit of a family favourite, really. People are just gonna devour these. Look, you've got this sauce and there's a lot of it, and there's supposed to be, because you're gonna dunk this. No knives and forks here. And it's not pretty, but it's very delicious. Oh, it's so good. This is what chefs really get into when they get home. And actually, your family will thank you for it. A fantastically messy, Moorish family favourite. Go-to good time grub for when you're in a hurry. It's still there. Back to reality. This is my quick and easy food. A delicious set of go-to recipes for those of you that love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, these recipes are quick to cook, easy to remember, and outrageously tasty. Time for my naughty but nifty chocolate rye cookies. Blow your mind baking, rattled out in next to no time. These chocolate cookies are absolutely amazing. One of my favourite things to make at the moment because they're so simple. 5 ingredients. You can literally remember this recipe off the top of your head. Using rye bread, quality dark chocolate, unsalted butter, golden caster sugar, and free-range eggs. These are a real grown-up cookie because we're going to be doing it with rye bread, chocolate and rye bread. It works so well together. 100 grams of really good quality chocolate. Spank it up, and I'm going to put the chocolate into a glass bowl. I've got a pan here on a low heat, and then simply make a little water bath. Bowl on top, that'll melt nice and slowly, easy peasy. Then 100 grams of rye bread. You can get it in all the supermarkets now, very Nordic, Swedish. Now, the reason I've done rye bread is it's kind of got that beery, malty kind of flavour to it. And malt and chocolate, they're just like a match made in heaven. So 100 grams of this into the processor. Whiz it up. I'm going to go in with 2 eggs. And of course, the rye bread is taking over the kind of role of flour. But in replacement for flour, you've got a bread full of character, which is really very cool. The bread gives the cookies their incredibly light and chewy centres. And then we're going to add 50 grams of sugar. What I love about these cookies is they're sweet for sure, but there's a savouriness there that's just so delicious. And then 100 grams of butter, about that much. Now the chocolate has melted, take it off the heat and add the butter. So just stir that up. Whiz up your chocolatey mix and pour it in a piping bag. Just grab a tool thing like this. I realised I'd run out of hands there. It's quite good to do. Nice little trick, actually. Now just pipe your oozy biscuit mix onto lined baking trays. We're going to do 12 on each tray. It's that outrageously quick, satisfying and stress-free baking. And in this case, we're going to be doing 23. And that's why I didn't pass maths at school. I'm going to do one short, but that's all right. Smooth down your cookie tops, and they're good to go. One at the top, one at the bottom. We're going to cook these for about 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit, and they're going to be amazing. So, look at those little beauties. I love the way it cracks. I'm really, really excited about this, guys. Don't be tempted to overcook them. You want them to be chewy, brittle, and stodgy. I love the kind of three-tone effect. And a really important little thing, get some nice sea salt. And just a little pinch in the middle makes all the difference. Just opens up your taste buds so you can taste all the wonderful perfume of good chocolate. I've tried a lot of cookies in my time, and I can't really compare this to any one of them. I really can't. It's a bit more classy. It's just got so much more in there. It's a bit more grown up. I reckon they've cooled down enough now. Oh, wafer thin, crispy on the top, and then stodgy on the inside. Gone. 2 mouthfuls. I love it. You got to try these. Soft and gooey chocolate rye cookies. Stupidly simple, effortless baking at its best. Yeah, 5. Time for my ridiculously easy chicken pot pie. An ultimate comfort food classic that would normally take hours to make. I don't know what it is about a pie. I always just love a pie. Using free-range chicken thighs, mushrooms, onions, fresh thyme, and all butter puff pastry. Now come and have a look at this. This is really quick and easy. I'm using chicken thighs, about 600 grams, and got 2 pans on. Got a large pan, medium pan. I'm gonna whack them on a nice medium-high heat. I'm gonna use 2 onions, and we wanna create a lot of flavour with just 5 ingredients. So we really gotta focus on caramelising the onions. Chop your onions and cook them down to give your pie a sticky, sweet base. So we go into a pan, full heat, with a little olive oil there, about a tablespoon. And we want the sweetness to really come out of these onions. And a little season at the beginning. Get those flavours really working. So it's always a good time to let out all your emotions when you're cutting onions, bless. They're strong ones. So look, chicken thighs, boneless, skin off. I've got 6 thighs here, guys. And I'm just going to cut 4 of them into big chunks. And then the last 2, much finer. So we're going to get a different kind of texture, kind of like coarse mince. Cutting the chicken 2 ways creates texture and makes the pie super luxurious. So we've already got a nice little bit of colour happening on the onions. Take the pan to the chicken. Simply sauté your chicken and onions for 6 minutes. For this crazy quick pie, the pan goes straight into the oven to double up as a pie dish. While that's happening, let's talk about mushrooms, because I absolutely love mushrooms. If you look around the supermarkets now, they have these little mixed packs of field and wild mushrooms, right? Just very simply cut those in half. And there's no rules to this at all. There's something that I love to do to put an extra bit of flavour into this. Now, when you dry grill or dry fry in a pan with nothing, it brings out this incredible nutty flavour. And I want to show you how to do it. It couldn't be simpler. You just take a mushroom and you just place it straight in there like that. I'm just going to kind of scald them and kind of char them. And it's a completely different flavour from the mushroom. It's really nice. Look, look, look. It's almost like kind of semi-dried mushrooms. And, of course, dried mushrooms are kind of like they've got that kind of beef stock, kind of savoury flavour. So as soon as they're charred, we're going to drop them into here. Charring your mushrooms like this is such a quick way to inject your pie with bucket loads of flavour. And then we just put the others in. OK, so the herb of choice, I'm going to use thyme. Absolutely delicious with chicken and mushrooms. So I'm going to take a nice little wodge, about so much, right? And I'm going to just steal this for later. So just pick this lovely herb off of the stalk and we'll just tear them in. The rest of those mushrooms are good to go. Delicious. Now, I just want about 150 mils of water and a little dribble of red wine vinegar. Now for the next ridiculously useful time saver, shop-bought puff pastry. So a nice little tip to roll it out is just use a little greaseproof paper. It doesn't stick, and it's really, really easy. I want to just roll it out to the size of that frying pan. Round about ½ centimetre thick. Don't worry if it's not perfectly round. It doesn't matter, because you're going to absolutely tuck it right in there, and it's going to be beautiful. So we're going to take our pastry, we're going to lay this straight on top, tuck it around the edges, just like that, and then get that last little bit of thyme, and just use this to brush a little oil around the pastry. And can you see how the steam is coming through this pastry? Just take this thyme, and then I'm going to put it right in the middle, and that will relieve some of the steam. Then that's going in an oven at 220 degrees Celsius, which is 425 Fahrenheit. Whack it in the bottom of the oven, close the door, 15 minutes, it will be done really, really quickly. My pie in the pan is quick and saves on messing around with loads of different pots and pans. Look at that. Come on! I don't know what it is about a pie. Just love a pie. Very simply divide it up and just get in there. And just give it out. Time to have a little go at our pie. It's stodgy, it's crunchy, and it's so simple. So, the flavour from the mushrooms is incredible, but it is a very simple, super delicious little pie. And the puff pastry is a great, great tip. Beautiful. A glorious comfort food classic with a quick and easy twist for the perfect crispy crust. There you go, my delicious stress-free menu to see you through the week. Sesame-seared tuna, fantastically messy meatball buns, chocolate rye cookies, and my stupendously easy chicken pot pie. All quick to cook and easy to remember. Next time, 4 more delicious dishes for those of you who love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 simple ingredients, each recipe is ridiculously tasty, unbelievably impressive, but all quick and easy.